What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wealth Not Wait. I am your host, as always, Joseph. And on this episode of Financial Friday, we are talking about credit cards and debt and loans. And specifically about how I just canceled all of my credit cards. So we're going to get into that, but first I want to make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It lets me know that you enjoy what I'm doing, so then I'll keep doing. But, so yeah, I literally just got off the phone not, 20 minutes ago with all of my credit card companies and canceled all of my credit cards. So you're probably wondering, what the fuck is wrong with you? Somebody who is so financially, responsible and understands credit scores and had to do that, right? Why did you do that? Well, I stopped using credit cards a long time ago. Actually, when I was writing my book, I was learning a lot about finances. I stopped using them because all credit cards and loans and all that debt is used for is just that debt. It's taking your money. There's no good debt. You can't, I'm going to use this debt and set this up. People who have credit cards usually can't control their spending correctly. Even having it for a little bit, I would earn, say, cash back. Say I'd earn $100 in cash back, maxing out every category for a pretty good starter credit card. I could earn a maximum of about $100 a year. You're telling me that temptation to not spend that extra dollar every now and then, whether or not I had it or not, would not exceed $100 a year? There's 365 days in a year. I mean, even if I went and bought something once a week, should I get the big one or should I get the small one? Well, I really don't need the big one, but let me get it. It's only $1 extra for like popcorn or something. And then one, I'm consuming more calories, so that's helping me with weight control. I'm eating smaller amounts of food, food that's relatively good portion for me. And two, I'm spending a lot less money. Having it in cash and physically counting it out and handing it to somebody, you don't get that back. You feel that distinct pull away. I remember exactly the feeling and the heartache I had when I handed the dude at GameStop $400 on ones when I bought my PlayStation 4 when I started working. I remember that feeling. I distinctly remember that. Okay, that was $400. Or when I hand somebody, you take large sums of money, or I go buy something. When I would, rent beach houses for my friends, I would sit there and look at the number and be like, okay, here's all this money I gotta count out now. It's like $300 back in the day. It was still like, okay, whew, all right. I still feel that pain. Loans, same thing. A car loan, I mean, you get a car loan, it normally goes for, say 64 months approximately. It depends on your payments and whatnot. You have to pay that whether you have a job or not, whether you have the money or not. God forbid you lose your job and you can't get another good job. You blow through your emergency fund, that's it, you're screwed. God forbid you take out a mortgage, you can't pay it. You have to pay that all the time. All these loans, all these credit cards, you have to pay it. They don't care whether you have a job or not, you have to pay it. Every time I'd get money, it would go right out the door to the credit card company of things I've already spent. Okay, I spend this for my week, I get my paycheck at the end of the week. Okay, well, half it I know has to go to it. And I can't say, let me spend a half and save more, or let me anticipate this. No, I already spent the money, I have to pay it off. So that's why I really don't like credit cards and debt. It's not used for really anything good. You're putting yourself in jeopardy is essentially what you're doing. You're putting yourself in a situation, even if you can't pay it off, even if you're reasonable, even if it's so low on a car payment or credit card payment that it's ridiculous. It's like dropping, $1 off at the dollar store. It's like buying something of $1 into you and it's nothing, your credit card payments. What happens when you don't have a job? What happens when you leave yourself exposed like that, or God forbid the markets go down or something happens, interest rates get raised, something? You're leaving yourself exposed. And like we see with the 2008 financial crisis, leaving yourself exposed and over-leveraging your money is just a horrible thing you don't have to do. So, I talk about that in the book more. If you want to read about it and hear more about it, I'd say talk about it in the book, or maybe I'll do a future video. But the main focus is that right now, I just canceled all my credit cards, and I'm going to talk to you on how that process went. It went like this. It felt like a breakup. That's the best way I could describe it. It felt like going, no, please don't go. Please don't leave me. And I was like, I'm sorry. I can't, not you. It's me. That's essentially the conversation I was having with the lady on the phone. She's just like, I called Discover. I had Discover for the longest time. It was like 2 years. And I built a good credit, my credit score, I think the highest was like 780. And right around now is about 750. Again, because I don't like playing games with my money, so I stopped spending. So therefore, you stop spending, you stop using it, your credit score, it doesn't go up, it's not happening. So I called the lady up at Discover, and they transferred me around, and they finally put me to something. Why are you canceling? Well, I'm stopped using credit cards, and I would just like to move away from it. If God forbid you lose your wallet, cash is gone in a second. We have, you don't pay anything with Discover, and if you're stolen, I understand, I still want to do it. Well, but you see, we could offer 0% for 12 months. Zero, just think about that. If you use credit cards, you understand how amazing that deal is. It's like a sweetheart deal. 0% for 12 months. For a year. And I was like, no, I'm good. It's like breaking up with a girlfriend and she's like, we could go do all of these things now. We could go out. Well, we'll hang out more. We'll do stuff. We'll go to Disney World. They're offering all this sweetheart package for you to stay. It's like, no, I need to rip the Band-Aid off. No, we're okay. We're done. Oh, well, but if you rent a hotel room, not a house, I'm sure a house too, but if you rent a hotel room or you get a car, you need a credit card. I was like, well, that's not true. I actually did both of those things with my debit card, and I was fine. I did it numerous times with both those things with a debit card, not a credit card, and I was fine. Oh, okay, but what about emergencies? If you come with an emergency, well, I have an emergency fund for that. Well, but if you lose your job, well, actually, I just got a new job, and I'm transferring over, and I understand. I'm very financially inept, and I understand the risk of it. Well, if you get a house, I understand. I'm not taking out a loan. I'm not doing anything. How is this going to impact your credit score? I don't care. Credit score is going to be gone in 6 months anyway, which is actually one of the benefits. If you cancel all your loans, everything, you're done, you pay everything off, you have zero credit outstanding, and you're not taking any more out after 6 months, it'll be done. That's it. You don't have a credit score anymore. It goes to NA, not applicable, no credit, done, zip, zada, zo, Scooby-Doo, where are you? Your credit score is not fucking here. That's it. So going through they're always sorry to see you go, and I told them I love Discover. Every time I had an issue, I called Discover. Discover was the most amazing people, and the customer service was great. As a credit card company or as a business in general, I fucking love Discover and their customer service at least. But I'm just not using credit cards, and what they offer, unfortunately, is a credit card. So, maybe I use them again for like a banking type of thing, but I'm not using them for a credit card. So, I had to cancel it. And they said, okay, well, we'll cancel it immediately, and we're sorry to see you go. And I'm like, I know. I understand. I'm sorry. It's okay. It'll be all right. It's not you. It's me. I'm moving away from it. And he goes, okay, well, we'll mail you a check with your cash back. And I was like, hold on, what? I was like, hold up. I thought that was just gone. It was only like a couple bucks, but like, hold up. And she goes, yeah, no, you get to keep that cash back. It's your money. But we'll mail you a check for it. And I was like, woo, okay, cool. So I went from like, oh, this heartbreak thing to be like, oh, it's a heartbreak thing, but also now I'm getting a little bit of money from it. so it turned into that kind of situation. And after I hung up the phone with them, I put my card down. They're like, destroy all your cards and your checks. We're closing the account effective immediately. Everything's done. We're so sorry to see you go. You'll have to reopen the account with us, You can't reopen this. You have to start a new one if you do decide to use it in the future. So I understand. And they're like, okay, goodbye. It was good doing business with you, Joseph. And I was like, it's good doing business with you too. So that went kind of tough. And I was like, all right. Oh, and I kind of sat there for a minute. I was like, all right. I still get anxiety. I still feel the pain in my chest just talking about it. Still, that's the kind of thing I had to go through with that. And I was like, all right. They really tried to sale pitch you. They really tried to get you to keep you to stay because they really want that business. And like I said, they were always great, customer service and all that. And if it was just I was upset with them, I probably would have stayed, especially for a sweetheart deal like that. But I'm no longer using credit cards, so anything they could offer at that point, unless they're like, we will give you $1 million in cash right now. Don't claim. You don't have to claim it with the taxes. You don't got to do anything. Tax deductible. Everything's good. $1 million cash right now. They offered that I would keep the fucking credit card. But that's not what they offered. They gave a really good deal, but I couldn't accept it. And so then I had to call my last credit card. I only had 2 credit cards. I was doing those Amazon Prime cards with Chase. I love Chase. Chase is a great bank. Everything Chase does, Chase is great. So I'm not sponsored by anybody, by the way. Just want to feel like I had to get that out there. But I loved using them, and I called them up. I called Amazon first, and they said, no, you got to talk to the bank. And I was like, oh, okay. So I talked to him, and the guy, answers the phone. He goes, what would you like to do with your account today? I said, well, I'd actually like to cancel it. He goes, oh, I don't know what brought this about. I noticed you stopped using it here. What made you do this change? I said, well, I'm actually taking control of my finances. I'm not spending money on credit cards. I'm paying everything in cash. I want to be in control of my money. I set up an emergency fund for myself. I told him like this quick little rundown of how I'm, financially set up, and I set myself up to the point where I no longer need credit cards. I don't want to use them anymore. And he goes, I absolutely understand and agree with you. And I was like, what the fuck? Hold on. What? I was like, aren't you supposed to be giving me the sales pitch or something? He goes, I understand. I have problems with my credit card too. He goes, maybe I should look into that. I'm like, I really think you should. I should have plugged my book. Fuck. That would have been great. Hey, well, you should check out Build Wealth Not Wait on YouTube. You should check out my book, Build Wealth Not Wait, Amazon.com right now. So, I should have done that, but I didn't. And essentially it was, he goes, oh, I understand completely. He goes, okay. He goes, let me process the request. Give me 1 second. And done. I was like, what the fuck, that quick? He goes, yep, done. That's it. He goes, please destroy all cards, the whole thing. He goes, well, we're sorry to see you go, Joseph. He goes, you've been a good customer with us. He goes, but he goes, I understand absolutely. He goes, and I appreciate you using us. He goes, is there anything else I could do for you? I said, well, the old lady said something about cash back with Discover, and they're mailing me a check. He goes, no, we don't do that. We don't mail a check. I go, oh, okay. It's like $4. I guess I lost down $4. Like, fuck, that sucks. But, I don't know how they work it out. I don't know if I'm entitled to this money. I'm assuming I am. He goes, well, no. He goes, this is your money. He goes, but we don't do check. I said, okay, then when you do? He goes, well, we deposit in your account immediately. I went, oh. I was like, okay. I said, yes, please. That's a lot better. I get it immediately in my account. He goes, well, if you don't bank with us, give me a routing number, the stat. So I gave him all my information. He goes, oh, yeah, I see you right here. He goes, okay. He goes, done. I was, really? You're done? Okay. He goes, yep, that's great. I said, okay, cool, thank you. He goes, yeah, you're welcome. He's like, would you like the customer survey? I said, yes, I would. This is great. So I gave him a great review on the customer survey, and everything just went really smoothly with that one, and that one was less of a breakup. That one was more like a moving on kind of thing, and I was very prepared for that. But the first one, Discover Card, was very tough. Like I said, I remember sitting on my floor and just had that kind of like anxiety, that little bit of pain in my chest. And I'm like, I'm sorry to go. I know, it's not you, it's me. I gotta rip the Band-Aid off. It's okay. And they're like, well, but we could do this. I'm like, I know, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. I have to go. That's essentially kind of the whole thing I had to do with that. And it was very difficult emotionally to do that, but I did it. And I think financially it's going to be one of the best decisions I ever made. Ever since I stopped using credit card, I feel amazing with my finances. I don't owe anybody money. I don't have to spend anything. And I get a paycheck. I decide how it's spent. I know every purchase that's made. Nothing comes out automatically now. I know I'm spending X amount of dollars right now on this thing. Here it is. I have the money for it. I don't owe anybody anything. That's the worst part of it. I hate owing people something. At least monetarily. I hate having to owe somebody money. Like, it changes the dynamic of a relationship extremely bad if it's like somebody you know. But then a credit card company, it's a big corporation who would not hesitate to step on your neck, I feel, and break you in half. And if they owed me you money, you go to collections and it could fuck you up financially for years to come. So I didn't even want to indulge. I don't even want to get into that. Because I knew, although I was really good with my finances, very few people can manage credit cards to the point at which they could sit there and say, should I spend the large or the medium? The large is 20 cents more, and I get 3 times the amount. Let me get the medium anyway. I don't need it. Very few people could sit there and say that to themselves. Very few people can go like, right now, I had to buy pants for my new job. I haven't bought pants in years. I had to buy pants for my new job, and I set myself up for a month, and I worked out my finances, but I didn't have enough money for, jeans like $50 a pair. You get like 5 pairs of jeans. That's a lot of money. So I didn't necessarily have that at my disposal at that moment in time to just drop on a pair of jeans. If I had a credit card, I would have done it. So then when I got my first paycheck, at least half my paycheck would have went to buying jeans then. And that I couldn't have done anything about it at that point. I couldn't have been like, well, let me buy some pairs now. I couldn't have worked it out. I would have had to do it right then and there. And all that money, I felt like I'm working just to pay a credit card company. I'm working just to pay somebody else. And I don't want to do that. I'm not having that. And then the worst part of it is if you miss payments, if you do all that, again, it screws you up financially. And then you owe even more money. In the book I talk about it, I missed a payment once because I thought it was due on the 7th. It was actually due on the 5th. My bill was like $80 or whatever it was. And I ended up, it was $300. My mistake, not $80. That was a different month. It was $300, and I ended up owing the money on it. After I paid it off literally the day that it was due. It was due that day, like 12 o'clock, 12:01, the payment went through. I owed $5 left from that month. I wouldn't even have to pay off right then and there. But because I waited so long with the other money and went past the designated payment, they charged me $8.68 on interest. The interest was more than the payment I had at hand. All because, I screwed up. I forgot a date. Even if I take automatic payments out, what if I don't have the money in there then? If I'm spending money that I don't have, which is the worst part of it, then guess what? Maybe I don't have the money to pay off the credit card at the end of that month. And that's just the way I look at it. That's just the way I don't like having to owe somebody something. And I don't like spending money that I don't have. Especially money on stupid shit. Hashtag don't buy stupid shit you don't need. But don't spend money that you don't have and be in control of your finances. I'd say pay off all your loans. Get rid of all the debt that you have. Of course, it's easier said than done, but do it. And cut up all those credit cards because you don't need them. All you're doing is just wasting your money. So that's it. That's the story on how I canceled all my credit cards and now no longer have any debt whatsoever. And I'm 100% debt free. I was already 100% debt free, but now I have no way of getting now more debt unless I went and took out a loan. But I don't have debt readily accessible to me and spend exuberant amounts of my net worth just in a month. So that's the story on how I canceled all my credit cards and went through that whole financial breakup process that I had to go through. If you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know that you like it, so I'll keep doing more stuff like this. And my question I'm going to leave you guys on is, do you have any credit cards? And if you do, why aren't you canceling? Why aren't you paying them off and canceling them and going straight cash? Worst case scenario, you could always go back into debt. But building yourself out of debt, that's what takes a long time. So I'll leave you guys with that. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.